so much. So I'm LiYana Silver, and I wanted to tell you the title of my talk this evening, which is called The O Factor, channeling the genius of the oracle between your legs. So an oracle is defined as infallible authority, divine guidance, and wise counsel. And it comes from the Latin orare, to speak. So I bottom line it like this, that you have within you divine guidance, right? Your oracle, the divine, speaks to you, through your body, through your woman's body, through your oracle. And then I call it the oracle between your legs. So you might be with me with the oracle part. Let me explain the between your legs part. When I was studying Vedic Tantra philosophy as part of my yoga teacher training, I discovered the two most astounding things that Vedic Tantra has to say. First, the divine is everywhere. There is nowhere you could go or anything you could do and be separate from the divine. And I thought, so I might not even have to pray for divine guidance out there. If wise counsel is out there as much as in here, then maybe I could start consulting the very thing I mistrusted the most. Tantra also says that sexuality is the same as spirituality, is the same as creativity. Sex energy is the same as creative energy, is the same as spiritual energy. And so I thought, well, if the same thing that makes the trees blossom is the same thing that makes babies, right? If creative energy is the same thing as baby-making energy, then maybe the baby-making spot on my body was key. Now, my life has really taken a turn for the amazing and the miraculous because of this, but I'm really interested in why. We don't even know we have an oracle between our legs, or we don't listen to it. So a beautiful illustration of this is a story by Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe you've heard it. I'm going to retell it a little bit. It's called The Telltale Heart. So there's a woman, she's got a neighbor, and she's deeply mistrustful of her neighbor. The neighbor has suspectful, deep, dark powers. So this woman at some point gets so mistrustful of that neighbor, she kills her, chops her up in little pieces, and puts her underneath her floorboards. Okay, that's a little dark, I know, bear with me. She thinks, done, I don't have to deal with that anymore, but then she starts to hear the beat, beat, beat of the woman's heart. And she thinks, how does that happen? I mean, I just killed her. I shouldn't be able to hear the beat, beat, beat of her heart. But she does, and day in and day out, she hears this beat, 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 and eventually it drives her a little mad. And the end of the story there, Poe is really big on the moral of the story is. And the moral of the story with that one is you can't actually really bury anything important. It comes up, even if the voice is muffled, it comes up with a similar beat, beat, beat. And so for our telling, then what is buried under there for so many, or too many of us, is the voice of our oracle, and the voice of our desires. And why we bury it? Well, often your body or your woman's body was just considered to be the root of all sin and the fall of mankind, just that. Or you have a desire and you're like, I don't see this anywhere in the world, but I want to put it out there, and you think, but I might embarrass myself, my family might disown me. So we bury it for good reason, but we still hear the beat, beat, beat of those voices. Even though it doesn't come through very clearly, it often comes through as depression, or it comes through as anxiety, or it comes through bitchiness, or who might say that, or maybe I'll be too much, or maybe I won't be enough. So for me, definitely, the woman I was 5 to 10 years ago, definitely buried a lot underneath the floorboards. And just to give you a sense, at that time I was a professional modern dancer, and I just consumed myself with trying to get out of my woman's body, including exercising like up to 6 hours a day. I starved myself. And at one point I weighed 95 pounds on this 5'6" frame, which is 30 pounds than I weigh right now, which is like skeletal. And I thought, well, at least we're getting somewhere. And I danced all over Europe and in New York City, most notably with the Metropolitan Opera Ballet. And I got to do what most people don't do, is be paid most of the time for my craft. But I did not feel successful, because I was running that if I work hard enough and I struggle hard enough, then I'll earn that success. The problem with that one is, if you're waiting to buy back success later, you can't enjoy now we can't actually have any love or enjoyment in the now, and all we have is a series of right nows and right nows, then that later success never comes. So you know those women who have, like, I don't know, some beautiful body, or like their work is really taken off, has that it factor, that thing. Like, I did not have that. But I would look around and study women who did. And I was deeply jealous and would shrink around other women. But I would study, how does she eat? And how does she dress? And how does she talk? And that boyfriend she's got, that looks pretty good. Like, how do I get one of those? And that worked about as well as you'd suspect. And I just felt kind of anxious and desperately sad a lot of the time. So what I'm saying is really radical, right? I'm saying that you have a little piece of the divine right between your thighs. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that God is in your short hairs. And I'm saying that your oracle is the voice of your desires. It is the source of your desires. And it is no organ better suited to the task to help you become, to transform from the woman you have been being to the woman you truly are. Because we are privileged and challenged at this moment to put things into the world and live our truth and do that while becoming more juicy and expressed and irresistible as women. Now, I have the hang of it now, but at the beginning it was a little clunky, trying to find the way that my oracle would speak to me. The first time I just gave it a shot. So I kept asking, kept honing, and the next time this came up was when my now husband was looking to purchase a business. And he'd just come from the meeting where they were discussing profit and loss statements and going over the financials. It was looking really good. And he came to me and he said, I'm really excited about this. What do you think? What does your oracle think? I checked in. I gotta know. And so he took it under counsel, and it turned out that they were lying about some pretty key things. And if he had made that purchase, it would have been financially devastating. So I do tend to consult my oracle for things that are grave and major as well as minor. And one of the last ones I want to share is a couple of years ago, I definitely throughout the 10 plus years that I've been working with clients and mentoring, definitely been one of those women who do all the right actions and try really hard. It doesn't really work. So a couple of years ago, I was like, this is it. This is the last course I'm putting out. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna do something else. And I thought, well, I might as well get some real clear guidance on how to do this. And the oracle came back with, have it be fun and have it be nourishing. You know, and I know some of the right actions to take, but the quality had to be fun and nourishing. Every time I bump up against something and it wasn't fun, it wasn't nourishing, I'd either do something else or throw it out. And that course, in the past, I'd enrolled, say, 20 or 30 people into something similar. And that one has had 300 people in it. And that it factor, that zing, that kind of mojo factor is what the oracle is all about. Now, you don't become perfect, and your life doesn't become perfect when you're channeling the genius of the oracle between your legs, but it does become impossible to become ever lost, ever truly lost again. Now, when your oracle leads or it steers, then you make miracles out of your life. And so just to give you a sense, I do feel like my life is very miraculous. And specifically that at 40 years old, I just had a baby, and in some ways I look and feel better than I did at many points in my life. And I know that's because of a friendship and a reverence I have for my body where there used to be a war zone. And I have an epic love affair with my husband. We've been together about 10 years. We have a 1-year-old. He is just sweet and amazing. And I'm delighted that we are more allied and having a better sex life in this time when, understandably, so many people get estranged or lose their sex or their love or get divorced or separated. And I have a tribe of women around me where I used to shrink and hide who come to me and hold me with their very brilliant, beautiful hearts and also stretch me into more. I do want to mention that what are oracles good for if not for a few soul-shattering orgasms, right? Now, the people that I get to hang out with are really on the cutting edge, this leading edge of this paradigm-shifting conversation. Again, how do you go out and make shit happen while also letting it come to you, and also being able to let it in when it does come. Now, I think you can relate, right? Because you also, I know, are likely right on that leading edge. What's next for you as a woman? What's next for you as a lover? Or what in the business that you're creating? What next evolution are you bringing into the world? So the women that I get to work with or mentor are pretty extraordinary because they started with, when I get to meet them, they're doing the copying other people, and we get them sourcing their own unique way of channeling the oracle between their legs, and the results are extraordinary. That whatever business they're doing doubles and triples. Whatever love affair they're having, they're like, that's the one I gotta leave, and this next one I get into, that's it. That what they're channeling has never been seen yet in the world, where they used to discount it, now it's the thing that the world needs most. That's a beautiful thing to be able to work with. Now these women also have recognized that they are sitting on, like you are sitting on, an oracle. They're very oracle, very miracle maker. So I'd like to get you acquainted a little bit more with yours. So you can cross your legs or not, but go ahead and place one hand on your oracle. Now, for what I mean by that is I absolutely do mean the oracle between your legs. I do mean the whole baby-making apparatus, the whole, all of your female genitalia from the base of your tailbone to below your belly button. But for our purposes, but I also mean the energetic center, right? The energetic center here. And so just put your hand right below your belly button, and the other on your heart. Now, what I might be saying, you might be like, I gotcha. I've been working on this for a while. Yay, sister. You might be a little confronted. You might be a little scandalized. And wherever you are is totally fine. So just a hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Just take a moment, a few breaths here just to come to this body. Noticing the breath underneath the hand, at your belly, at your oracle. Noticing your breath underneath your hand at your heart. And then if you would, just ask. Ask this part of yourself, your oracle and your heart. Ask this body, what's a vow you'd like to make to yourself for this next period of time? Now, a vow, as I like to describe it, is a desire plus commitment. But then if you would, open your eyes. Now, up and to your right, go ahead and look on up there, and if you would, start to make a picture of a slightly future version of you. This is the you that's got the hang of that vow. She's been doing it for a while. So take a look. Let's just flesh it out a little bit. What's she wearing? What's the quality of her skin? What kind of light emanates from her? And if you were to look inside, in fact, go ahead and step inside. Step inside, put your oracle right where hers is, put your heart where hers is, put your feet in her feet slots and toes in her toe slots, hands in her hand slots. Take a few breaths as her. What kind of sensations are there? This you that's been living into this vow. What kind of emotions? And what does this you know to be true about herself? What does this you know to be true about the world and other women? And then if you would, have that slightly future you look back and make eye contact with you. That's a little bit of a funny instruction. So the future you, look back, make eye contact with you, have her catch your eye, and have her say thank you. Thank you to you for all you're doing, all the hard work, all the letting in, all the letting go you're doing now, so that you, the woman you were, can become the woman you truly are. And then, because oracles really thrive with celebration, when in doubt, they like to celebrate. Let's go ahead and do one level more of celebration. If you would, have that slightly future version of you stand up and put her hands together for you. Have her give you a standing ovation. And in fact, join her if you would. Would you stand up, take your hands off your body, and actually give yourself a future. So my own vow for this year was simple, just to continue to become oracle-led. It's a process of coming home, and it's a process of becoming home. So welcome.